In this video, we're going to write a bid-ask time series market data, using the Python SDK. The data written will be then visible in the UI, or queryable via SDK. For more information about the UI, and the different types of market data extractable, you can check the UI tutorials. For the writing of data, we need to import the core Artesian libraries like Artesian configuration, granularity, and market data. We also need to import some support libraries for a better support of date times and time zones, like datetime and dateutil. Once we import all the necessary libraries, we can configure Artesian by inserting the necessary link and our API key, as showed in the Python environment setup tutorial. In order to be able to manage the data in Artesian, we need to instantiate a market data service, and pass the configuration as parameter. The second step, when we want to write data in Artesian, is to define the provider name and the market data name. This is done by setting a market data identifier, which is the object that contains the core market data information. In our case, the provider will be called Python SDK. Because we are writing a bid-ask time series, the market data name will be bid-ask write. After this initialization, we can start to write the basis for our market data, based on the necessary attributes. The provider name and the market data name can be recalled by the market data identifier previously defined. The original granularity, in our case, will be day, and the market data type for us will be bid-ask. Then we need to set the original time zone, set in this case, and lastly we can define the tags. The tags are not mandatory but are important to refine the research in the UI. In our case, the classification will be tutorial SDK Python, Python value 4. Now that we set the basis for our bid-ask time series, we need to check if this time series already exists. The check is done using the provider name, and the market data name that represents the unique identifier per each market data registered in Artesian. If it exists, the system will return all the metadata associated with it. If there is no matching, it will be created via the command register market data. We can now proceed to insert some values in our market data. We have to use the market data identifier in the original time zone previously defined. The bid-ask rows are a nested dictionary. The key for the first level of the dictionary is the date time of the bid-ask that we are writing. The values are another dictionary, the second level dictionary, composed by product and bid-ask value. It is mandatory to write at least one value in order to have the bid-ask saved on Artesian. In this example, we will write the best bid price and the last quantity. In this case, the market data will contain values for the products February 21 and March 21, predicted on January 1st and 2nd, 2021. Other values to insert for the write of a bid-ask time series can be the best bid quantity, the best ask price, the best ask quantity, or the last price. The IntelliSense will guide the compilation of these values. The downloaded at is more a metadata information. It represents when the data has been generated. The last step of this write is to upload the data in the system through the command upsert data. Unless there is an error in the writing of the data, we have no results in the terminal. Just for simplicity, we will check the data in the UI. On the UI, we can select on the left side of the screen the type of our market data and see all the market data available in Artesian. By selecting bid-ask, we will reduce the menu options and see all the providers that have bid-ask market data. We can see our Python SDK under provider name and also our tutorial SDK Python tag. If we click it, we can see the market data we just created.